Let's take a look at layer standards in AutoCAD architecture. Unlike regular AutoCAD, AutoCAD architecture has tools that help control how the layer names are created and how they appear in terms of the properties. So you have layer standards and then you have layer keys. The standards are hidden to most people and are based on a system that's pretty old, goes way back into the days of Autodesk or Sofdesk when they built this add-on product. But the keys are easy to get to. They're style-based, just like all other style bases. So we're going to take a look at those first. This will help you customize your own system to produce better drafting results, better printing results, hopefully. So on the screen I have, from a previous video, I have a floor plan, first floor, some walls, and a door. And then I have Archetyme's custom palette for demolished wall styles. Now, even though you have the renovation mode in AutoCAD architecture, if you're like us and find that thing just like hitting it with dynamite just to get some minor simple layering results, you'll probably prefer to work the way we do than using that monster. I'm not saying it's a bad tool, it's just, I think, way too much for simple residential and light commercial work. Maybe even big commercial work. It depends on how you do it. We do things by just simple style changes and layers for demolition work. Right here, to do these demo walls, we have some instructions on how to add your own custom keys to make that work. So let's go ahead and do that. It's a great introduction to doing your own layer key styles and getting into some standards with your layers. So you can get to your layer key styles through at least 3 different ways. One is the style manager. That's probably the best to always go to the style manager. Come down to multi-purpose objects and you will see layer key styles. There should be only one in there. If you have others, you may investigate what's going on in that file. And let's do a cancel out of that. The other way to get to it is just go to layers. It'll be the second one over with a little key on it. All right, and if you want to create a palette, palette tool for getting it up, you can type in layer key style, and that'll bring it up. All right, so we'll open this up. Now, the one that I have in this particular example file is based on the standards we use in our office. It's not exactly our standards, but it's close. It's really closer to the AIA 256 setup that comes with the product, with just some modifications to the colors and some line weight stuff. But now we're going to expand on that. And so if you haven't gotten in here, take the time to go through and get all of these things set up the way you want. The colors, the properties I'm talking about. And then let's take a look at what goes on over here. So these are the keys, and keys are pointers. They point to a layer. So don't mix the two up. They are different things. A key is something you assign to the object. Say a wall, for example, you assign it to a key. Let's take a look at the key. The key for walls is typically wall. You can see there's wall existing here, but most walls would key to wall. And so when you draw a wall in a file and it's keyed to wall, it jumps over and says what layer and what properties should it be placed on. So it goes to a wall and it gets these properties. So that's how that works. So you could have a standard where walls are keyed to wall in different offices, but the end result of how they appear is different depending on the key style standard. Let's add 2. Let's add demo. Let's do it in caps to follow that same, let's see here, same system they use. Demo, And let's add wall demo. Okay. And since I'm at the bottom now, let's go to wall demo here. And let's go ahead and pull this over a little bit so we can read stuff. I don't know why it crunches things all up like this. Let's might want to demolish. Just give it a little bit of an explanation here for other users. And then see how the layer is wall demo. It's just a copy of that until you would define it. So click on the ellipsis button here. And if it doesn't say A wall by default, go ahead and click on these and make sure it says A. Click on that. And then the second one down, which is the major, walls. And then the third one down, which is the minor here, should say demo. So somewhere in here you should find demo. All right, so you can see right here on the layer name, A wall demo. That's what we want. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And then we'll go ahead and set a color if you use colors. And the line type, hidden. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about the rest over here for now. Let me go up and go to demo. And I'm just going to say demolish general objects, something like that. Now on this one, it's going to be a little trickier because you can't just create a demo. The major is locked in. You can't avoid having the major. So we don't want wall, but let's see what we can do here for major. We can pick, like I'm thinking floor out of this whole list. And I will in a future video go over how to add things to this list. But I'm just going to pick floor for now. And then, like before, I'll go to demo down here. Let's see, demo. All right, so the general tool will just put things on floor demo. It's not the best solution, but we have nothing I can think of right now that'll do a better job. So, and I will go ahead and set a color and a line type hidden too. And I'll go ahead and apply. Once you've applied, you should be able to go in here and put these check marks for override options on. Now, you could argue that some of these overrides shouldn't be allowed, like the first letter, but I'm going to stick with the convention for now, and you could decide in a future date if you ever want to undo some of these. I would think that maybe in a big office where you got some people that are tinkering with things that they don't really understand, that's when you might want to go in here. If you're working by yourself, leave them all on checked. I think it's fine. It gives you full flexibility. And then let's go ahead and apply and get out. Now, theoretically, if everything was done correctly, I have a key called demo and I have a key called wall demo. If I right-click on these tools over here, I have 4 of them. Well, I have 5 here, that one at the bottom. But if I click on this first one, right-click, go to Properties, we should see one of those keys in here. There it is, wall demo. So whatever this object is, which is a wall, but it has been assigned, whatever it is, the key is the thing to take a look at when you're looking at this subject. It has been keyed to go to wall demo. All right, so as long as that key exists in the file, in the key styles, it'll behave accordingly. So that means if I draw it, it should come out looking like a demolished wall, whatever that means. So what we did here is we decided a demolished wall should look kind of like a faint glass in 3D, but if you go to Plan, World, it should just look at whatever you assign the properties to in the key style. So if I click on it here, you'll see it goes to a wall demo layer, and whatever you set that layer up to be is what you'll see in here. So we'll go a wall demo right here, and all the properties are according to, there's hidden too, whatever was set in key style. All right, so what you can do once you've set something up like that is you can go ahead and grab one of these exterior walls that we've created, and then take our demo exterior wall tool, right click, apply, and just demo a wall just like that. So that wall has now been demoed. And then for other objects, we recommend, or we suggested you make separate tools for them, but you can expand this concept. What we do is we just, for the other objects, we just go ahead and pick on this tool and pick a door or window, and it just demos it out for you. So it puts it on the a floor demo layer until we learn how to create a different layer name. And that's kind of how we demo our objects. And then of course you can just go to layers, have a filter for demo, and turn the demo stuff on and off. So pretty simple stuff. Now we do have a problem here, and that is we created the layer key style in this drawing file, and just like a wall style or a door style, it doesn't exist in other files yet. So let's take a look at that right now. So I'll go ahead and save the file, because I do want to make sure that I have the modified layer key style available for use in another file. So if I go to the second drawing here, this is the second floor, it brought in the demo wall there and the demo door. But let's see what happens if I actually draw a wall. Now the wall came in a certain color, so it's understanding the material, and it understands the wall style, but it's not actually looking like a demo wall. If I take a look at the layer over here, it's just a wall. So it didn't understand the key at all. And this demo tool, if I draw a line and I pick the demo tool and I try to demo that line, it's not going to do anything. In fact, it'll give me an error message. Demo does not exist. All right, so let's fix that. So what we need to do is we need to go to the layer key style, which we can also get off of here or up here. We need to get it from the good file, this one here, which is the first floor. There it is. And just make sure that it's the same name. Right? If you have different names in different files for your layer key styles, there's something not right going on. It should be the same name throughout the project. So I'm going to take the good one and drag it down and just do an override over here and say OK and apply and OK. So now they match. This one's been updated. And if I go ahead and draw this wall now, you'll see it has the dash line property. I go to Plan World. It looks exactly like the one on the first floor. And the demo tool will now demo that line. It'll demo anything. Right? And it's meaning just that it assigns it to a new layer. All right, so you probably have guessed what the next step is, right? The next step is you want this modified layer key style to be something that works on all your files. So we need to create a kind of a template file with this information in. So let's go and create a new drawing file. So we'll go to New, and we'll go ahead and take one of the ones from Autodesk here. It's not my favorite thing to do. If we had more time, I would get into doing this from complete scratch, so I don't inherit things I don't really want in the file. But just to make things simple, I'll just go ahead and pick it doesn't matter if you use STBs, pick that. If you use CTBs, pick that. I'm using the model because I don't want any of that paper stuff and tab the sheet stuff in it. I just want the model file. So I'll pick that. All right, and then once again, I'm going to go ahead to the Style Manager. I'm going to take my first floor. I'm going to take the layer key style, the AIA one. I'm going to drag it into my new file. And I believe that's the right one, 16. Yeah, it's 16. Okay, good. Apply and OK. All right, so I brought that over. Now I'm going to go ahead and save that, save as. And I'm going to save it as a drawing file. I'm going to put it on my C drive with my company name folder. This is, in a previous video, I talked about creating a project template. This is a continuation of that. So in the project template, we created this folder. And for this one, I already have a folder called Layer Standards, so I'm going to put it in. And now I'm going to go ahead and name this like with a company name, Layer Standards. And as I talked about before, you might want to use an address, I mean not an address, but a year for the release. So you can keep track of these as the years go by, new releases. And of course, this would all be on a server if you're sharing with a company of multiple users. So I'll go ahead and save that file. Okay, and I have it here. Okay, so now we have a place where that key style is stored, and we will like to use that in our, let's say, our project template. So what we need to do is go back to the project, and go back to the settings for the current project and take a look at where it's pulling the files from. So in that previous video, I talked about setting up your templates. So there are two templates. There's one for sheets and one for the general use. And I didn't expand on others. I think you can get into having, let's see, use commons. If you go in here and you say no, then you can have separate template files for all of these different tasks. And I said, let's not do that. But if you do, you're going to have to work on all of those. But here I need to pull up both of those files, and then I need to get the standards, the key style standards, into those files. So let's go ahead and do that. So this first one is, let's see, there, and the second one is drawing templates. Okay. So I should be able to just go and open, and I'll go to the D. Let's see, one will be DWT, and I'll go to C, AutoCAD drawing templates, and I have I have them both here. So let's see, this is the advanced, and those two. I could get this one in the middle too, but I'm not going to worry about it. I just want the advanced. That's the one that's being used. Ignore. Go to model space. Okay. Find the layer standards that you created. Make sure it has demo in it. Here I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to right click it. I'm going to do a copy. And I'm going to go down here. This is the other file. So paste, override, and paste. Oops. What's going on in this one? Okay, that one didn't have any layers in it, I guess. Paste, override. Okay, so that's good. All right, now let's see here. Let's go back to the template. While I have this template file up, let's take a look at units and go to layering. And what we can do to ensure it won't really do anything right now. Yeah, let's not take a look at this. I was going to suggest that we do this here, the always import layer key style. But now that it has the layers in it, it's not really going to do us any good. This would be something you would just set generally in AutoCAD. We'll do it now, but this affects drawing files that are being used that don't have any layer key styles in them at all, and it'll import. And so what we could do here is we could set it up so that it will always pull in. So I'm going to go ahead and go out here, C. I'm going to go to AutoCAD. I'm going to go to Layer Standards, and I'm going to pick that, the one we created for our standards. I'm going to set that up, and then I'm going to look for the AIA 256. Notice I never renamed that. We'll take a look at how to rename that in a future release or a future video. So what I'm doing here is I'm just telling it now. I'm going to go ahead and always import. I'm going to save this as a default. I'm going to ignore this this thing here. This has to do with internal parts of objects. Not important for this conversation. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting up a default for drawings that may not have any AIA or key styles at all in them. So this will ensure that it'll pull it in from that file with your stuff. If someone were to just start a file from bare bones AutoCAD, like the ACAD template file, this would definitely save them some headaches. So we'll go ahead and apply, and okay, we won't have to worry about that. We'll go ahead and save this file and close it. And we'll go ahead and save this file and close it. All right. And then we'll go and, oh, let's see, this file as well. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So all of this looks good. Let's make sure the project is set up correct. So it has this, and it has drawing templates. This looks good. That's what I wanted. So if I did everything correctly, if I go to constructs now, and I build a new one. Now these have already been created. They're not going to get updated. Only the second floor. If you had a project and you were doing this change, you'd have to go through and update all of the uh, um, layer key styles for each file. So not a fun thing to do, but not impossible. There is a way with the there is a way in here. I'm not going to get into it right now. It's a lengthy discussion, but if you want to know, you can get into your project standards, which are, let's see, project standards right here. There is a way to use the standards to help update layer key styles. I'm not going to get into it. It's a lengthy discussion. All right, but if we did everything fine, we can test this out. You can say, I want to create a new construct. Oops, I'm going to call this, the one that's missing, oh, there's roof already. Let's call this one, there's no third floor. Since I already have roof in there, I'll call this upper roof. That's just something, we'll just stick it on the roof here. I would have liked to have just called it roof. Open a drawing editor, okay, and drawing template. Is that the right template? From this file right here, okay. All right, and then if everything worked fine, this should work. And it works. So we'll check, and we'll go over here. We'll take a look. And we can tell right away because this layer standard should have the demo layer, which is right here. And those properties should be there. And if we go down to walls, we should have a wall demo with those properties. So everything is working now. And I think that pretty much does it for the first part of this discussion about the layer system and the layer key styles in AutoCAD architecture.